Start with an empty stove. Empty, mostly, grates you can see through. Okay, then you get yourself a couple smallish pieces. Here's one that you had out already. Oops, I'm not a very good video person. Let's see. I guess this one. This one, not very big. Okay. Then you don't need to. You need more wood in your bundle than this, and you had all that in there in the bottom, and that's pretty small. I mean, that's a lot of wood. So I'm going to show you how to make my bundle, and then I also noticed that you had it in here. It looked like when I got to it, you had it like this, so you were burning it from the top, but all your stuff was, on the bottom. So I'll show you how to put it in there to be able to light it from the bottom, because fire rises. It's like the opposite of burning a candle. So, all right. Totally need a phone holder thing. All right, I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay. So what I do is I look for this little tiny stuff that will start easy, and I take my thing and I start wrapping wood around it, kind of like this, so that will catch on fire, but these are what you're actually lighting on fire. And look, you can see how thin this stuff is, so it should catch fire easily. Okay. All right, so there's the bundle. That's how I make it. Again, if your wood is slightly damp, it still can be problematic. So, take our little thing over here. Oh, and I always start with the door open so that it drafts good. Because then, yeah, draft is important. So then, what I do, this might be a challenge with one hand here, is I take and I put that bundle in there somehow on that order, okay? And before I light it, I try to start putting a few things around it so that because sometimes this burns up kind of quickly with lint. So this way it can start this stuff on fire when it takes off, instead of it starts taking off and then you try to get the wood in there and it won't do anything. All right, here's where we're going to start with that. Let's see if I get a lighter that works. That's also can be interesting. There we go. I was going to show you by putting your thing on there too, but that doesn't really, that's kind of cheating when you got two pieces. So, all right, now the next thing that I do is I give it a second with this top door closed, but leaving that bottom door open. And by a second, I just mean, and I close it, but you don't have to lock it and all that. So I give it, like 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then I'll add some more of that smaller stuff if it's still going. That's in that tray, that real little stuff. And then once it's going pretty good, then you can start adding the bigger stuff. So I'll pause this and then I'll show you here in a couple minutes what it should look like if things are going well. And yeah, trying to be helpful. Usually you can hear a little crackling or whooshing as it starts to get going. So then now you've got some wood that's actually caught on fire. And we don't need to light it anymore. So we'll get some more of this littler stuff in here to kind of give it some, keep some air going around in through it, so that when we throw a big piece in here, it won't just like mash it out. Okay, so there's that, and I'm gonna go ahead and close the door because it seems to work better when you get just the airflow through that bottom door, so it's all going the same direction up and through the, you know, that chimney bit and everything back there. So now a lot of what I brought in was kind of big because you throw a big piece in and it lasts quite a long time when it's not super cold outside. So, not very good with one hand here, kid. But I put the skinnier piece, you know, the corner, there we go, towards here because it's smaller. So it'll, you know, it'll catch fire quicker. Same with this one. I put my skinnier piece towards that middle part. Now you can kind of see that there's still that little bit of gap in there, so that air will flow up through there. Then I go ahead and close this again, and I wait, you know, just a few more minutes, make sure I didn't mash it out, leave the door open, and then when I go back upstairs, I just go ahead and close this here bottom door like you normally would, and then I go ahead and turn the thermostat up to the temperature that I want. So hopefully this was a helpful video for you. I made it just for you, AJ. All right. Okay, so it's been maybe like 5 more minutes, and I can see I've got a lot of good flame going on there. When I open the door, obviously it pops open. At this point, you can add a little bit more wood if you want to, and it doesn't matter what size or even really how you place it in there. You know, if it's cold outside, you want to go ahead and just stuff it full. If it's medium cold outside, I usually will lay like all my wood like up one side of it, so it kind of drops down. It don't always work, but so it kind of drops down as it burns and then burns slower. I need to close that door as the smoke's coming in. And that way it doesn't burn all at the same time and you get it really super hot in here. Now, if it's really cold outside, then of course you just stuff it all in. It's medium cold outside today, and I will probably not throw much more in than that right now because it's, you know, a couple decent sized chunks and that stuff there on the bottom is burning. If your wood is a little damp, you may want to throw like a couple extra pieces in so that it is kind of dries out from the other pieces that are burning. It's all kind of a learning curve, and it's taken me many, many years to try to get this to go. And like I said, I was having trouble with it the other day too because all that small stuff was a little bit damp. So that's, hopefully that helps you next time that you watch the house and you have to do the wood stove situation. All right, thank you. Thanks for watching.